And it was my vision to do this, and I wanted to do it, and I wanted to have a place to play my own music, the radio station. I wanted to have my own label to put it out. I still have, I want to have my own events. I want to have my own TV. So it's just been this vision that I've been working on for the last 5 years, and it's now I feel like it's really hitting. It took me this while. Might seem like it was just a couple years ago, but it's taken me a while to get this, and I just want to keep expanding and growing and getting on terrestrial radio.
What's up, y'all? I'm Kelly Clarkson.
Hey, Steve McRae.
Hey, I'm Josh from the band Need to Breathe.
I'm Olivia Luddy.
We are so excited to welcome to the Kelly Alexander Show, Akon. Hi.
What up, Kels?
Hey, I'm Judy Gold.
And I'm hanging out with the Kelly Alexander Show.
This is Jordan, and I'm hanging out on the Kelly Alexander Show.
I'm Rob, and I'm hanging out on the Kelly Alexander Show.
I'm hanging out with the Kelly Alexander Show right now.
Jealous?
I am absolutely thrilled to welcome back to the Kelly Alexander Show a dance music legend. She's got 12 #1 Billboard Dance Chart hits, 6 ASCAP awards, and the list goes on, including almost 500 million streams across all platforms. She is a legend. I'm so happy to have her back on the show. Crystal, thanks so much for joining us. Crystal Waters on the Kelly Alexander Show.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for having me.
I have so many things to talk to you about. It just seems like Crystal Waters has been, first of all, you've been on fire your entire career. But as I was talking to you a little bit before we started the interview, it just seems like in the last 2 years or so, it's like this Crystal renaissance where everybody seems to remember exactly how awesome you are. And you've been at all these different events, because I follow you on social media, of course, and you've been at Paris Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week. You've been getting all these magazine interviews. I'm now interviewing you, which I'm so happy. So what's it been like the last 18 months or so? It feels like you don't have time to breathe, especially because you've been out performing on top of everything.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, I think, house music got back in the forefront. Thank you, Beyonce.
Yeah.
And I decided to do, I was going to do this one more album. I said, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to put my all into it. I'm going to put myself back out there and just go for it. So that's just what I've been doing. And it's been working. I mean, everybody's is welcoming me with open arms, and everybody's very excited, to hear the music again. So it's been a nice. I didn't realize that I was kind of missed, So it's nice to be out there again.
That's awesome. Well, I remember even too, I think it's probably 2 years at least at this point, but that Black Girls Rock event that they had when they had you and Cece Peniston come out and Robin S. Was that kind of the start of it again at that point? This rebirth?
Yeah, I think that was a big pivotal thing because no one expected the great response we got from it. It was something that I had been working on for years because I felt like, I don't know if, the BET was where a lot of us started, and they kind of forgot us. Everything went to hip hop. So I was like, what about us girls who, kind of got the station started and all that stuff. So finally we tried for 3 years to get it going. And finally that year it happened. And it was just a phenomenal response. So I guess, it did kind of kick it off.
That's me. And I remember watching the event and just seeing, because they obviously, when you guys were performing, they did shots of the audience, and I saw Brandy losing her mind. I was like,
I met her that night. She was great. You don't think these people know who you are, but they're like, oh, we grew up listening to you. It's like, who would have thought,
That's amazing. Well, I'm so glad everybody understands how important you guys are to just music in general. Let's talk a little bit too. Recently, it wasn't that long ago that you walked away with the Female Icon Award, and you also got the inaugural an achievement for being the voice of house music. So, and that was at the Winter Music Conference. So, what was that like to get those two massive awards, especially kind of in this new new event, this new situation?
It was, I was shocked, especially an EDMA award. And this was the first year that the Winter Music Conference was back, so for them to, still recognize me and know and give me some value, from coming back and realizing because a lot of the awards go to the young people. So it was really nice to get the EDMA award. That was really nice. And the Femi Awards, I just got introduced to that and I didn't know it existed. So, these are a group of people now that I've met and now I'm working with, and I think what they're doing is really great. So I was really happy to be a part of that, and seeing the women come up and getting it done is really nice to see. So that was really wonderful.
Now, can you talk a little bit too about, your influence on other artists, because like when you're in a situation like this, like winning these awards, you're obviously in front of other people, just even like we talked about you being at the BET Awards and being at the Black Women Who Rock, like I'm sure many artists come up to you and say like, hey, you've influenced me. And like people keep sampling Gypsy Woman, for example, like Katy Perry, just has it on
Yeah.
her most recent album. So
2 Chainz just sampled it. It's
yeah.
out last week. But yes. So what are you what they I'm sorry, what's the question?
Yeah, just like what is it like to know like, the influence that you have on other artists, because like you have been around the game for so long, but you're just as fresh as you were when you came out in the 90s. So it must be an interesting place to be in, knowing that you have the experience you have and then influencing these younger artists that are on the way up, especially in the dance world.
Yeah, I mean it's something you don't think about it. It's nice you get these people come and tell you all this, and it's the only time I sit down and think about like what I've done. I'm like, wow, I really helped and inspired a lot of people. So it's nice to hear that. And recently I've been feeling like, the story of house music and where it started is kind of getting lost and kind of like, everybody really doesn't know the story. Like someone said, it started in Europe, right? I was like, oh no. So part of my purpose of being out there now is to make sure people know where it started. And I feel like I represent more than just Crystal Waters. I represent the whole community and the whole genre. So when I'm out there, I like to make sure I put my best foot forward and I talk to these people and let them know what it was all about.
When you mentioned before about Beyonce kind of with her album Renaissance, that kind of got vocal house, I think, happening again in a way, like at least to pop art audiences. How do you feel about the difference between like EDM music versus like house music? Like in 2025, do you think that, because I find sometimes EDM music like it's lacking the depth that house music has.
Yeah, I just had that conversation. Well, it's missing the soul because it has no bass line. What they're doing is moving the drummers around. So the bass line is missing. And of course, the vocals are missing on a lot of them. But I think house music has come back to the point where it's kind of overtaken EDM a little bit. And I think a lot of it is kind of meshing a little bit more, so which is nice. Listen, I'm very happy about EDM because, when I started, the dance music was a fad or nothing, but it has grown and it's expanded. EDM is serious, making billions of dollars. So I'm very happy that dance music is still around and they're the ones that are doing it. But there is something missing. I mean, it's the whole reason why I never really got into it. I think I tried to do one or two and it just wasn't me. And I was like, that's okay. I'm gonna stay in my lane and just do what I do.
Joining us on the Kelly Alexander Show, dance music legend Crystal Waters. She's got a new album on the way. She also has 2 singles out we're going to talk about in just a sec. Make sure you hit up her website, iamcrystalwaters.com, for all of her information. Let's talk about the 2 singles that have come out in the last few months with Many Few, an amazing production duo from Europe. So You and Me and Big Bite. And
Mm.
can you explain the sound of these 2 singles and if that is what is to come from the album that's on the way?
Yes, it is what's coming from the album. I wanted it to be modern forward, but a little classic, a little touches of classic house sounds. And as I say, it's kind of like me. I'm here, I'm now, but still a little classic house. So it's when first started hearing their tracks, I knew that that's what I wanted. And they sent me those 2 tracks right away. Actually, three. They actually sent me five, but and I knew that that's the sound that I wanted. The fresh drum loops, the fresh sounds. But I wanted to get the vocal in there, and I kind of put my little signature, maybe a little la da dee la da da in there. So that's what the album's going to be. It's a lot of that. I do have a couple of like classic house tracks on there. And I'm still working on a couple more. I have 2 more tracks to write. So I'm still working on a little more up-tempo, um, current sounding tracks.
Amazing. Now,
Yeah.
when it comes to the album, like, do you know how many songs you are gonna have on it? And I know you said you have 2 more to go, but like, do you have like this number that's always been in your head, like this is how many it's gonna be, and it's gonna tell some kind of a story?
It's going to be, I always had 11. I have 9 tracks done. So it's always going to be 11. Mainly because business wise. If you do more than 11, you reduce the amount of publishing you get. So that's just a business thing. Every people, if you're like Drake and you don't care about that, do 22. But yeah, 11 was the plan. We'll see, it might be more, but that was the plan. I think I wanted to capture this sound for the album. I wanted to make it my own, and um I wanted it to uplift and tell a story in each song. Um so I'm getting there. I think I'm very happy with it because I had a couple false starts, but this is where I'm really, really happy with the album. I think it's going to be really great.
Well, if it's any inclination from the first two singles, like you're gonna knock this one out of the ballpark. So
Yeah.
I've no doubt. I have no doubt too that you're gonna have more number one Billboard dance chart hits. Like I have no doubt about that either. So
Okay.
it's coming. When it came to the two tracks that you did, and I think you said you have another one with Many Few. Did they just send you the track and then you wrote to it, or did you guys compile the music together also?
They sent me the tracks. Usually what happens, they'll send me a track and I do an arrangement because I know how I wanted to arrange. So I do an arrangement and then I write the lyrics and the melody
Okay.
and then I send it back to them. They put their little magic on them. I say, yeah, no, no, can you do this? And we kind of go back. We do a Zoom thing. And I find the people who are willing to do that with me,
Yep.
that's when the songs come out great. There's some people just want to take my vocals, put my name on the track and release it and, hear it. So they've been really good. They're very talented. The two brothers, and they say they're best friends. They work together very well. So I listen to if they have lots of releases out. So if you want to go check them out, you should. There's a lot of not just the sound that I have on my album, but other sounds.
And can you tell us anybody else that you're working with on the album, like any other producers that you want us to know about?
I like working with producers. So I'm like Dave All Day, who's a Grammy Award winning producer. I did a track with David Harness. Um, I did a track. These names might not be well known, but in my community, they're well known. Thomas Blondette. I'm doing tracks with DJ Spin and Tommy Davis, who were part of the original Basement Boys. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody, but there's a couple more people. Maurice Joshua, I'm trying to work with them on something, and Afia, and I think that's all I have right now.
And talking about the Basement Boys, or like, how was that? Have you worked with them in a while, or is this like a return to working with them?
Um, so there was a group of them. I'm only working with two of them because the Basement Boys have split up,
Okay.
They don't really record that much anymore. So DJ Spin, like Tommy Davis, he actually wrote 100% the track.
Yeah.
And DJ Spin did a lot of the production on the tracks on my second album. So it's nice. They know me, I know them. We can talk, we go back and forth. So, they give me that gritty, that nice street sound, like Baltimore sound. So that's it's been fun. It's been fun reconnecting with them.
That's amazing. And you guys all live in that DC area, right? So,
Yeah, they're in Baltimore, close to
okay.
Baltimore.
Amazing. I wanted to talk to you about, and then just quickly back to the album. Do you have an idea for your fans, like when your fans are going to get this in their hands? Like,
I don't want to lie.
okay. Do we have a season of the year that we might
I
get?
would like to say late fall. I
Okay.
know I'm planning on a listening party late fall. So,
Okay.
maybe we can do something where the super fans could, get a copy before everybody else or something that we're working on it.
Are you going to release some vinyl for it, Crystal?
I would love to. But the whole thing about vinyl, no one has a record player. So I said, we're going to do vinyl. We have to at least auction off or give away a
Yeah.
record player.
Because I have your vinyl. I have some of your vinyl, so I would love another vinyl with you
All right.
on it.
And I just saw SoundCloud is offering vinyl pressings now. So we are looking into that. We'll see.
Because that would
cost.
be, especially if I hope it's not your last album, but if this is your last album, I think you should have vinyl. So that's
I think so. We're working on it. But I gotta give everybody a place to get a record player.
Yeah.
One that I endorse. That's not
Amazing.
album's gonna sound good on.
Amazing. I wanted to talk to you too about your show, I Am House, which is, I know you just started airing it too, I think on a station in New York. Plus, it's been obviously available. I download it on my Apple Podcasts like regularly. It's something, a show I follow. What has that been like to put that show together, to continue doing it? Because it's been several years you've been doing the show. And do you curate all the music? Like, how do you pick everything?
I curate all the I love doing the podcast. This is my sixth year. I love getting in all. I did it because I didn't have a good place to go and listen to house music, other than the club. It can't, you know. So I started it and I love getting all the music. I love hearing what was happening and meeting all the people behind the scenes. And it was my vision to do this, and I wanted to do it, and I wanted to have a place to play my own music, the radio station. I wanted to have my own label to put it out. I still have, I want to have my own events. I want to have my own TV. So it's just been this vision that I've been working on for the last 5 years. And it's now, I feel like it's really hitting. It took me this while. Might seem like it was just a couple years ago, but it's taken me a while to get this. And I just want to keep expanding and growing and getting it on terrestrial radio. We're up to 10.2 million monthly listeners. I'm on Utopia, Sirius XM, and WBLS. So I just want to keep the good house music out there. I don't care if the stations play at 2 in the morning. I want I want people to have a place to go and listen to some good vocal house.
Amazing. And talk to us about your SiriusXM event that you just did, because like it's all over your social media, and I was able to watch a couple of clips from it. And you had a live band. Crystal Waters had a live band.
It's like I haven't sang with a band in like decades. I was telling the people in the audience it's kind of history because maybe we had a band for a couple of months back in the 90s, and everybody's like, all the money's in clubs. Get rid of the band, track shows. And it was a big step for me. I haven't done that, and it was something I think I needed for me personally, to switch it. I've been doing my shows for 30 years. It's a nice switch up. And my good friend Anaya Day, who you probably know, sings Horny and Keep on Pushing. She was the MD, and she put all the band together. We had a DJ, a bass, keyboards, and two violins. Yeah. So it was awesome. It was great. The violins just took it to a whole nother level. And I did 4 tracks. It was great. It was great. I think they're already talking about booking in, and I'm like, okay, y'all. Hold on, wait a minute. So I think people enjoyed hearing it live.
Amazing. I hope you have them live with you in a theater. Like I think that would be amazing if you were in like, I don't know, the Apollo Theater and you had a live band with you. I think that would be epic.
You sound like my booking agent was there, and he was like, "Oh, we're gonna sell this. We're gonna get." I was like, "Okay, slow down."
Well, here's one fan that will pay for a ticket, so
Okay,
no problem.
okay.
And by the way, I love that. I think it was Anaya that said on your social media clip that she called the band the Crystal Lights, which I think.
Yeah, I went on social media. I said, "So what should we call the band?" And somebody said Crystal Lights. I was like, "That's the best we can do." Let's do
It
it.
was really good. I love it. I have to ask you too a little bit about the LGBTQ plus community, and I think the Black LGBTQ plus community. It seems like this is something that is obviously you and I have talked about this before, how much the gay community means to you. But now specifically, let's talk a little bit about the Black gay community. I know that you are. I just think you're such a great supporter and an ally of this community.
Mhm. I mean, for the gay community in general, I mean, I'm getting ready to go do Amsterdam Pride, you know what I mean? It's just when I first started, the gay community took me in, they understood my music, they had my back, they still have my back. People ask me why. I said, I don't know why, but I'm very thankful, and I will always, be there for them. I mean, I had a lot of gay friends back in the 90s who didn't make it. So to see how it's progressed, and when I do a lot of these, they call them festivals now. I said, you got to keep it pride, because there was a lot of people who came before you to make sure this happened that didn't make it. So, you make sure you always honor these people. But yeah, it's been a quite a wonderful journey and wonderful ride, and I'll always be there.
Amazing. And I had a couple of quick questions that I like to do for fans so they can get to know Crystal Waters a little bit better. It's Crystal Waters Fast
Okay.
Facts.
Uh-oh.
So I'm sure you probably heard earlier on in the summer that there was people blasting off into space, like on these like Blue Origin things. I know Oprah went up and all these
Yeah,
people, Katy Perry. I was wondering if Crystal Waters was on a flight crew, what 3 or 4 other artists would Crystal Waters want on a flight crew with her?
on a flight crew with me.
Yeah, heading up to space. And it could be pop artists, dance artists, hip hop artists. You
Oh
pick.
my gosh, that's a hard one, Kelly. I would want people who were quiet and wouldn't, no divas, and no one who would argue. I probably want some country artists, someone
That's
who is
fine.
really calm, like Taylor Swift. Um, some people who are really calm and level-headed.
Okay, to enjoy the voyage.
Or enjoy the voyage.
Okay, cool. If you were on, or if you could be on a group text for a TV sitcom or a drama, like which sitcom like text, from the actors would you like to be on? Like I have a lot of artists that say, oh, they'd love to be on a Friends group text or like a Different World group text, but which show would you love to be on a group text with?
So I haven't watched TV in years, so I'm gonna have to go back. What Friends? I would like maybe like probably something like Living Single, something like that. What show did I really like? Friends. Oh, Will and Grace. Will and Grace is what.
Okay. That's a great group text to be on. I
Yeah.
love that. If you could go out and have dinner with any recording artist or producer, like dead or alive, just to kind of hang out and like sponge, even though you already have tons of knowledge, but like who would you like to hang out with? Is to kind of like see what their career was like or
I think
advice?
David Bowie. I like David Bowie, like Grace Jones, like the ones that kind of just a little to the left,
Yeah,
little artsy,
that's
stuff like
fair.
that. Yeah, a little over the top.
And
Yeah,
do you have a household chore that you actually like to do, or do you hate all?
washing dishes. The kids love me. I like washing. I found it since I think my childhood. It calms me down. It's kind of like meditative when you can just stare out the window and the warm water. I will go wash a dish for you any day.
That's amazing. I love that. And I'm not sure if you have time because I know you have so much going on with like the dance music community, but is there, if you do listen to pop music, is there a pop music song in the last like 6 months to a year, whether it's from like a Katy Perry or an Ed Sheeran or a Taylor Swift, that you wish you had written?
I mean, I listen to pop music every day that I wish I haven't because I like Billie Eilish. Um, I like Sabrina Carpenter. Which one I wish I had written? Oh, the one Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars.
Oh, Die with a Smile?
When I, yeah, when I heard that, I was like, just back the Grammy truck up to their
Yeah.
house. Just give them all the Grammys. That song is amazing. That song is amazing.
And it's
I wish I
it's funny you
written that
said
one.
that because I just like I'm on the radio and I just talked about that song like a few days ago and it's been in the Billboard Top 100 for 45 weeks straight. So
I believe it. And they just released it as a single. It's not on anybody's album,
I
is
think
it?
I do think it's on her album that came out.
It's on her album.
Yep,
That's surprising.
yep, yep,
Oh, okay. All
yep.
right, Bruno.
And
He's got enough money, I guess.
what is always in Crystal Waters' fridge?
What is not much. Probably rotten food. Um, I don't have anything. It's usually I come home and have to go to the grocery store every
Okay,
time. I do keep water in my house, tons of water. I keep tons of water in
okay,
my
that's fair. Also, I wanted to mention too before I stop bothering you with this interview is I love that you are so you always seem to embrace like what's happening now when like I just I recently saw your AI inspired video for you and me and it just feels like out of many people you could be someone that said no, like I know my lane, I know what I do, and I stay here, but I just feel like Crystal Waters is always aware of what's happening and you find your place in it. Why is that? Like I just feel like you always do that.
Um,
We
I
both.
know with the videos, I'm not going to be trying to do a video and compete with a 20-year-old and try to look sexy in a video. And I'm a computer person, and I know AI is happening. I feel like at this point in my career, I can take a risk and do something a little different. I want to do something. I'm not going to do what everybody else is doing. It's already been done.
Mhm.
Um, and I know that the AI thing was really a little risky because no one really wants to touch the topic with the imagery and the copyright. So it was a little of a risk, but everybody loved it. I think it came out pretty good, but so even with the next video, for the third thing, I'm gonna do a bigger video. I'm trying to come up with something just a little bit different. These days you got to capture people's attention like right away in the first 5, 6 seconds or they swipe.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so that's very important. So I don't know. It keeps me entertained. It's like if I'm going to do it, let's do something fun, something different.
And what's it like being the TikTok lady?
It's funny because I'm in the middle of the song and all of a sudden these teenage boys, and I said, "Oh, okay." I think it's great. Who knew TikTok would elongate my career even more? That's the last thing I thought TikTok would do. So it is, I get videos of people, their kids are singing Gypsy Woman, and the mother was like, I don't know how she knows this song, but she's singing Gypsy Woman. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's up with this, but I will take it.
Yeah.
I will take it.
Keep going. And last thing about the album too is when it comes out, how are you picking remixers, or do you let people come to you? Because I know you're very good on having lots of remixes of your tracks.
That's what Joe B, my label
Okay.
manager, it picks the remakers. But for this next single, Bop, we partnered with Change the Beat, and this is all female remixers. They had to submit, and with the Change the Beat is all about is elevating female DJs, remixers, and they partnered up with Beatport because people say, well, there are no females, but they are there. They just need to be seen, and this is a way to do this. So was a fun and a great thing. I think it's going to be, and the remixes are really good. So
Amazing. I cannot
so
wait.
we're excited about that. We're excited
And
about that.
last question for your Montreal fans, because that's where I'm located. Do you have a message for Montrealers?
Montreal, I'm going to see you October 10th. I'm going to tell Kelly exactly where when when they tell me.
Yeah.
But I love you. Thank you for supporting me all these years. Every time I come to Montreal, I have a good time. You guys are so nice. Please let me in, no matter what's going on in this world today.
Always, always.
So,
Crystal, I love you. Thank you so much for doing this. Continued success. Keep doing what you're doing. You are loved forever.
oh, thank you, Kelly.
That is Crystal Waters. Don't forget her new album's on the way at some point in the fall, maybe for her birthday. Maybe it'll be a good birthday.
Ah.
There you go. And check out her website for all of her social media handles. I am crystalwaters.com.
Hey, it's Kelly Alexander, and thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kelly Alexander Show, so you are the first in line for all the cool content coming your way.